What up, YouTube? It's your girl, FatGirlSwag, Queenie on the camera.
Hey.
And this is our review on the interview that Rihanna did with Diane Sawyer. Now, this interview has been blowing up the internet. You know,
Yes,
it's been everywhere.
It has.
And you know, so we finally sat down today and we watched it. We actually watched both interviews. The one with Rihanna and the one with Chris Brown. So how was your whole take on the interview?
Well, I actually did not expect Rihanna to be as candid and straightforward as she was about what happened and what took place in that car. And the reason I say is because Chris Brown has had two prior interviews to the one that she gave yesterday, and in neither one of his interviews was he candid or straightforward about what happened. He beat around the bush quite a bit. It was more of a situation where he was saying, "I did it. It was done. I'm sorry."
More like another apology.
Yeah, let's move past it.
Yeah.
You know, other than just saying, "This is what took place. At this time, I wasn't thinking." Letting his emotions show us that, yeah, he really did just make a mistake and he's trying to change.
It was a sincere apology.
It wasn't sincere. That's the problem.
And with Rihanna, she opened her heart up to us. She told us everything. Come on now, she took, you know, everybody's been, you know, it's really none of our business. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't.
I agree.
But just the fact that she shared that with us, that shows that she's a strong person. And
she is. And you can tell when she spoke. And what it brought me back to is what I would have to bring up is when Whitney Houston gave her interview to Oprah. And she was very candid. And she was also very straightforward. And basically, it was almost like it hadn't happened. She spoke of it like it was someone else and not herself. Yes. And that's what Rihanna did. And it kind of gives you a sense of how she's grown since that situation.
It's made her stronger.
It sure has, and you can tell.
It's like an empowerment, and you can tell. You know, like I said before, she didn't have to do it. She really didn't. But the fact that she did it and laid all the cards on the table and told us, you know what, it happened. All I can do is learn from it
and move on.
And
also, I don't feel that she had to go in detail as far as how it affected her, because that is her personal business. She could have just gave us the details and moved on, but she knew people was going to continue to ask, how did it make you feel? So I think she did this as she is coming back full force into the industry, and she know that while the questions have already been coming, they're going to come even more full force because of this. And she said, you know what, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to lay all the cards on the table, I'm going to tell you every single thing bit by bit so that I can answer every question. Shoot them down before they even come at me.
Okay, now, let's talk about this Chris Brown interview.
Well, Chris Brown, it was repetitive. It reminded me of Larry King one. And Chris, you know, he's showing videos of himself doing his community service like it's really hard labor. Really? Not saying that it's not, but considering what happened, you should be doing time behind bars.
Now, let's be honest. I've seen people doing harder things in community service than picking up sticks and
trash
moving them into a truck. Come on now.
Yeah. And then he puts a picture of it on Twitter and with the caption saying, "Check out my outfit." Like this some kind of motherfucking fashion statement. First of all, there's a reason you're here doing this community service. Not just so that you can get the judge off your back. And now you can tell that's the only reason he's doing it is to get the judge and the public off his back. Not because he really feel bad about what he did. Not saying he doesn't. But let's be honest. You don't get that vibe off of him. You definitely don't. And I feel like Rihanna lost more in a situation. People can say all they want. Well, Chris is the one whose career gone. But let's be honest. That's going to be with her for the rest of her life. And that picture is going to be resurfacing for the rest of her life.
Once things are out on the internet, you never could regain them back.
Nope.
Come on now.
All you got to do is Google it.
It's going to pop up.
And she going to have kids. And of course, they're gonna, you know, she's a celebrity. They're going to look in her past and see if she was in an abusive relationship. You know? And Chris Brown being at his main fan base and biggest population fan base is women, it stands out to me that so many of his fans still are following him. And pretty much trying to covet what he did and put most of the blame on Rihanna. How do you blame a woman for getting beat?
My whole outlook on Chris Brown and the type of person he used to be, it changed. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to be a Chris Brown fan. Like when Chris Brown first came out, I bought his first CD. You know what I'm saying? And now I feel like me as a woman and a fan, I can't support him no more because what's wrong is wrong. Just like rappers that convey and show black women in a bad light, having them shake their ass on poles
Any
and stuff
woman,
like
period.
that. Any woman, period. And I don't support that type of music. So why would I support Chris Brown?
And you know, the thing about Chris Brown is, I've always looked at Chris Brown, and to me, he's always looked like the type that would backhand a bitch.
Wait, he's looked like the type?
He does. If you look at him, he has this kind of, it's almost like an undersurface bad boy type. He got this kind of personality, like, don't look at me, don't talk to me type personality. Like, if you say something... Arrogant. You know, he's always been arrogant. And for some reason, that exudes a kind of physical, violent type of streak in him that you can see. And like, I remember a while back, they had a rumor that he got into a fight at a little dance session they had. And he gonna write a video like it wasn't a fight. And And I remember he was in some interview and somebody asked him about his relationship. This was early on, his relationship with Rihanna. And he was like, why do people care? Why is it in your business? Now, there's a more polite way of saying stuff like that. The way he said it was very, very hostile. He always come across as somewhat hostile to me. And I always looked at him like he looked like he'd beat a bitch ass. And then that's why I wasn't surprised to find out he did that to Rihanna. I really wasn't. You know. And there's no good way of trying to phrase this. I was angry. That's what he said. That was his purpose. He was angry. Apparently, no. Your purpose for hitting Rihanna was, like she said, you got caught up in a lie. Apparently you got caught up cheating. Why is your ex-girlfriend texting you? And obviously it was something that shouldn't have been in the text for her to continue to press him for information. She's your girlfriend. She has that right.
And plus, if you're in a committed relationship, what are you doing talking to another woman anyway?
Exactly. And he couldn't understand that, and he knew damn well he was in the wrong. And Rihanna wouldn't shut up. Continue to remind him of whatever mistake he might have made. And he couldn't take it. And since she wouldn't shut up, he shut it up. But he did in a way that was so foul.
This is what gets me. Diane Sawyer, she went over the police records, and Chris Brown stated.
No, Rihanna stated.
Well, Rihanna stated.
The threats he made to her in that car. Wait till we get home. I'm going to beat your ass. Then he said, ooh, and when I get you alone or something, it's going to be even worse. I'm going to kill you.
But this what rattles my mind. They say Chris Brown was such in a black fury that he didn't know what was going on.
He wasn't aware. It was like he wasn't in his own body. Well, how you not in your own body?
If you gonna finish your ass beating, you sound like you have your memory intact.
Yeah, you basically saying wait till later. Well, if you in a black rage at that, if you in a dark rage at that moment, why are you thinking ahead of time? What the hell are you thinking? He did that on purpose, and he don't want to come out and say it, but let's be honest. All signs point to the fact that he was aware of what he was doing. He was angry, he got caught, he did not respond to it, so he resorted to physical violence.
Yes, he did.
And sadly, Rihanna was on the other end of that. Now, had he fucked with somebody like me, and put his hands on me, and we was driving in that car, near a downhill ditch, I took my seatbelt off, turned over, and kicked us right off that road. I kicked him dead in his head while he was driving. I don't care. And that little car he driving is real fast and is real swift. We'd went off that road in the jiffy. We'd both die in the night. You don't put your hands on me, Chris. You don't do it. And Rihanna basically just said that, she basically said she wasn't trying to fight back. She was just trying to get away from him, which proved how scared she was, and he was really beating her ass. Mm-hmm. And I don't like it. I no longer have any kind of emotion for Chris other than anger, bitterness, and hatred. So
you're no longer a Chris Brown fan?
I'm no longer a Chris Brown fan. No, I'm not.
Neither am I. So the case is closed. I wish the best for Rihanna. It seems like she's back to her road to success. Do you agree?
I think that was her closing the chapter.
Yep. And that interview was. I expect to see more of Rihanna and for her to keep doing her thing.
And I will support you, girl.
I will too, Chris. Not so much.
Amen.
Well, this has been your girl, FatGirlSwag, Queenie on the camera. And bitches don't bite because we bite back.
All right.
Now we out.